Let's talk about the political process of the future and the political process of the future. Elections are due to take place before September this year. Will they take place in that time frame?
I don't know who gave you the month of September. In my own view, we want to consolidate and deepen constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. And in terms of our current constitution, every 5 years, we are required to submit ourselves to seek a new mandate. So the 5-year term ends in July. The constitution allows us to have elections even 6 months before the last date in July. Because of the introduction of the BVR, a new system of voting which we're introducing, which is ending, I think, on the 12th of February next month. After the 12th of February next month, I'll be able to make a proclamation of elections. So I believe that elections will not be in July. They'll be earlier than July.
Earlier than July this year. So within the next few months, elections will take place in Zimbabwe.
Correct, yes.
And you have said that you will allow in EU monitors and UN monitors?
I have said that this time around, Zimbabwe is open and transparent. We want to have free, fair, credible elections, free of violence. If you have that criteria, why would you want to deny international observers coming to our country? Obviously, like in the past, SADC, whether it is political parties in the SADC, whether it's government, whether it's parliament, it's automatic, they come. This is what we an understanding which is there between ourselves. The same with the continental body, that is the AU, they can observe. But this time I've gone further and said the EU, if they want to observe our elections, I will welcome them. Other nations outside the EU who want to observe our elections, let them apply.
And will those, wherever they've come from, those outside monitors or observer missions, will they have free and unfettered access? Will they be able to go wherever they want and look at whatever they want?
I'm not an English expert, but I thought when you say it will be transparent, it means they have access. Unless the meaning of transparent means something different, but this is how I understand it, that we are going to have transparent elections, free and fair.
And can you also guarantee that there will be no intimidation of opposition rallies, of opposition supporters, that their meetings, their gatherings will be able to take place in complete freedom and without any interference?
The word you have used, guarantee, let me explain. So far, the leaders of my party, the leaders of the opposition leaders who are there, were all agreed that we need a non-violent general election. But I don't think those who commit violence make an application first that they are going to commit or assault somebody. But we as political party leaders, we must preach peace, and non-violence. All of us as political parties, that's what we're going to do. For instance, I'm sure you're a Christian too, the Bible is 10 commandments. Many people know about 10 commandments, but they still commit some of the crimes which are forbidden by the 10 commandments.
Okay, a few specific questions. Will you set up a new independent election commission as part of that process of preparing for those next elections?
We already have the ZEC, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. It's one of the 5 independent commissions. It's already in place. It is the one, in the past, when we got independent, we used to have the government running elections. But this is not consonant with international practice. You would want to have elections run by an independent body, not by government. So this is what we have done.
Okay. And will Zimbabweans outside the country be allowed to register to vote?
Totally. Anybody who is above the age of 18 in Zimbabwe and is a citizen, in some instances, other classes may vote depending on how your class of residence is classified. But if you're a citizen, you're allowed to vote in these elections, as long as you're 18.
And if ZANU-PF lose power in these elections, will you hand over to the opposition?
You remember we had constitution of referendum where ZANU-PF lost. And immediately the results were out, we said we abide by the results. We are very clear. The purpose of an election is to have the electorate select a team of a team of persons whom they think addresses their challenges and their needs. If we lose elections, that's it. Whichever party wins the election will proceed to take the reins of power, because they will have appealed to the electorate perhaps with the better policies and so on. But I've been leader of government business for many years in Parliament, and I've been benefiting a lot from the opposition making criticisms, and every constructive criticism they make, I take it on board. And this is why we are continuing in power, because we take the complaints of the opposition and implement.